Today we have a distinguished guest who is a filmmaker by name Jayan Cherian. I mean Jayan Cherian, I call him Joy because it's a joy to see him. Welcome to the show, Jayan.
Thank you.
Well, you are a distinguished filmmaker from India. Of course, you are based in New York City. So I heard that you got an award at the recent Dalit Film Festival. So this is the award you got, right? This is the first ever Dalit Film Festival in the history of the world. Yeah. And your film, Papillo Budha, was shown at the festival. It was at New School, right? So what is this movie is about?
First, it was like an honor to attend the first Dalit Film Festival ever in the world, and being showcased my film there is kind of huge honor, and thank you for Dalit Film Festival. And the film named Papillo Budha, which tells the story of a group of displaced Dalit people in Western Ghats of India, the border of Kerala and Karnataka, and there a group of Dalit people, in order to escape from caste oppression, they denounce Hinduism and taking Buddhism. That is one line, but this film is shot on the backdrop of a live land struggle, which is a phenomenal, several struggles happening in
all over the world.
All over the world, and also in India, especially the people are displaced from their own lands because of the deforestation, land grabbing, mining, and several other reasons. And also the film is about human atrocities committed against nature and the male aggression against a female. And there is several themes to the film, but actually it tells the story of a group of displaced Dalit people in southern India.
We have the film here and let's watch it.
ദിവസമായി നമ്മൾ മേപ്പേറ സമരം തുടങ്ങിയിട്ട് ചരിത്രമല്ലേ ഇത്? എന്തുകൊണ്ട് നമ്മൾക്കൊന്നും തന്നില്ല? ഈ ഭൂമി തിരുത്ത് വയ്യ, ഈ വെള്ളവും മരുന്നും ഭക്ഷണവും തന്നൂടാന്ന് പറയുന്നത് എന്താ?
മഞ്ഞിനെ പിടിക്കാൻ ചാടടി തത്തമ്മേ, ഓ മൂന്നാക്കുന്നിമ്മേ, മൂന്നരക്കുന്നിമ്മേ, മൂന്നരക്കുന്നുമ്മേ, മുങ്ങിപ്പൊങ്ങിപ്പോയി താമര കണ്ടല്ലോ, മുങ്ങിപ്പൊങ്ങിപ്പോയി താമര കണ്ടല്ലോ.
എനിക്ക് നിന്നെ ഒന്ന് ഓട്ടണം.
നമ്മൾക്ക് ജീവിക്കാനുള്ള ഒരു അവകാശം ഭരണഘടന നിയമപ്രകാരം നമ്മളെ കണ്ണിൽ കണ്ട ദൈവം ഡോക്ടർ അംബേദ്കർ എഴുതി വെച്ച ഭരണഘടന നിയമപ്രകാരം ആ ഭൂമി കിട്ടിയിട്ടില്ലെങ്കിൽ ഈ മേപ്പാറിൽ നിന്ന് പോവൂല പോവൂല പോവൂല, ഉറപ്പാ.
So there are so many things we can dwell whole month on this, but what's the main theme of this film?
The film,
I mean, it seems like it's about more of a violence
yeah,
against the Adivasis, untouchables.
it is right. But in Kerala, since the early 90s, there is various land struggles happening. Landless Dalit people go and squat in the government land or corporate already grabbed land, and they refuse to go away when government try to evacuate them. There are thousands of families go and squat in these corporate lands. There's several venues in Chengara and Aripa and Mepadi. This is the places these land struggles happen.
Because these lands are public lands one
Public-
time, but somebody grabbed it through their power and
Power,
influence,
influence,
and they're
and-
trying to get this one back to the
Yeah.
people.
And also during the British time, when the Vanavasis, the people who live in the forest, they own that forest and they live there. They don't. The idea of ownership is not there. But after when this all forest nationalized, and these people naturally became landless. But the government's giving this land to corporations for 100 years, 200 years lease.
Yeah.
And also the mining company is moving, and they are also getting this land. And in particularly in Kerala, this land struggle became unique because there is Dalit people and Adivasis coming together and having a common platform to fight. And all these actually marginalized communities coming together into this resistance, so grabbing back the land from the government or corporations, and these struggles being happening all over.
So in that process, there is a lot of violence.
Violence happens.
It's like the Amazon forest belongs to the people of the Amazon, but all these corporations are going and cutting the timber or mining, take the oil.
Yeah, the
So it's same with the Native Americans.
Yeah.
And here there is a twist of caste.
Yes. Okay. There is, of course,
And
caste
also
is-
religion
religion
and
also
Buddhism.
playing Buddhism. So everything is playing there, and also predominantly, in particularly in Kerala, the Hindu society is powerful. The Muslims and Christians are powerful as other societies too, and the caste is practiced across the religious lines. It's a cultural, social stratification tool. And that tool of oppression is very aggressive. At the same time, it is changed historically in state to states, and its nature of oppression is changed in every place of India. It's not a monolithic or
So any religion that comes to India
Yeah.
become also have to embrace caste system.
caste system.
Even if it is Christianity,
Christianity.
or Muslim religion, so there will be Muslim Christians,
Yeah.
Christian untouchables,
Yeah.
Muslim untouchables. So this caste is part of life in India.
In India, it's go beyond. But and also there is caste violence all over India, and also Dalit bodies being violated, and especially the aggression on female, and also there is lot of intersectionality, gender, caste, sexuality intersect in certain events like rape all over India in the caste panchayats called Kap panchayats. They usually they use rape as a punitive measure, punitive rape we can call it, or it is became a legitimate mode of social control. Famously the Delhi rape. You can see that the rapist says that that girl was in the wrong time,
The wrong place.
the wrong place. So
So what is the right place?
right place. Actually,
And what is the right time to rape?
and this guy is acting as a moral police to put them back, straighten them,
Rape
discipline
is a
them.
rape. And I noticed when I was watching the movie at the festival, when the rape scene came, I think some lady, a female, Western female, she couldn't take it. She walked away. So do you have a tactic of using violence to convey the message?
And actually, the focus on the film is just
I mean,
to
it's a
show
reality, but
the atrocities, to bring out the horror of these aggressions, and the focus on that inhuman and what we call it human or inhuman. That's a horror, or we are inflicting a certain segment of the humans, our societies on other people, or male aggression on female, or upper caste aggression against lower caste, or the film focusing on.
I saw a twist. Gandhi,
Yeah.
it's supposed to help people for the land rights and all that. So Gandhians coming and fighting against these untouchables.
But
So
historically,
this
it was like that. Historically, we can see from the legendary Gandhian satyagraha in Yerwada jail of 1932 against, end up in Pune Pact against the communal award. The longest satyagraha Gandhi ever led was not against the British people. It was
But against
against
the
untouchables of India. And the reason that to force Dr. Ambedkar to give up the constitutionally awarded rights, the separate constituency for the representational constituencies, separate constituencies for the Dalit people of India. So
there is also a twist.
twist.
Another twist with Lord Buddha.
Yeah.
Buddha is supposed to be part of Hindu gods. Eventually, they embraced Buddhism, or they incorporated Buddha as one of their gods.
Yeah, the Vishnu's incarnation.
And I see he was burned in this film.
Yeah.
So what is your thoughts about that? I mean,
Actually,
there's a
that
reason for
is Dr. Ambedkar did take Buddhism. There is a good reason for it. Actually, Hindu Sanatana Dharmis claim the Sanatana
upper caste
Hindus claim the rationale for the caste system is the Atmavada, the Atma theory of Upanishads and Vedic Atma theory. There is in this world we are suffering, being a lower caste, being an untouchable, and suffering all this pain and taking all these tortures in order to born again next life in an upper caste soul, being a Brahmin, or being reborn through a Brahma yoni and became a Brahmin or better human.
So why can't the Brahmins suffer?
But the thing is that
There is nowhere else to go, right?
but so there is the basic idea. There is soul, existence of Atma. That is Atmavada. But there is a 6th century Buddhist philosopher called Dignaga bring out another argument, a philosophical argument against caste rational. This Atmavada called Anatmavada. There is no soul at all. You don't have to reincarnate in this life. There is no soul.
So we live and die.
Live or die, and you don't have to suffer all this kind of oppression in order to born in a better life in next life.
Because
right?
nobody knows and no one came back to
So
report.
Dr. Ambedkar take this element of Buddhism. If Buddhism has a lot of feudal folk elements, and so when Hinduism take it as Buddha became one of the Vishnu's avatar, but Dr. Ambedkar take it in another way, is another philosophical element of Buddhism which first contexted and challenged Brahminical social order with their philosophical ground. So Buddhism in Dalit perspective, which have historically a strong tradition, fight against casteism philosophically. But in Kerala, this
That's supposed to be a progressive state.
progressive state and majority communist state, but later in 90s they start a new group Dalit human rights groups, and they have their own native Buddhist movement in Dalit colonies. The people start to denounce Buddhism and take denounce Hinduism and take Buddhism, and this whole movement unsettled mainstream politicians, mainstream cultural entities, or caste entities.
So let's move on from Papillo Budha. So it seems some of your movies are not allowed in India, shown to be, or with a lot of difficulty they are shown. And you don't have a big stars like the Bollywood big stars that generate money. So what are the other films you got into trouble with the government of India?
Yeah, recently
There is that Kabaddi?
Car Bodyscapes. They recently did a film which is about a gay painter who is trying to have a solo exhibition in one of the conservative town in South India, in Calicut. And the theme of the film is a gay painter and his lover who is coming from a Hindu background. Hindu
So it's an
fundamentalist
art
background.
film.
Art film, yeah. And the government banned it because the painter who paint his lover as Lord Hanuman, that was the accusation.
Oh, Hanuman is one of the Hindu gods.
Hindu god.
So you encroached on the territory of Hindu religion, and they felt offended.
Offended. So last 2 years we were in court fighting for the film, and finally we went several censorship hierarchies and high courts of Cochin and various censorship courts. Finally we won, and with the cuts we are allowed to show the film, but practically there was no distribution because the major theaters refused to show the film and the distributors refused to distribute the film. So practically
The whole thought. We have a trailer for that, right?
Yeah.
So let's see the trailer.
എന്റെ രക്തം നിന്റെ പിറവി എന്റെ രക്തം നിന്റെ പിറവി ആർത്തവ രക്തം അശുദ്ധമല്ല ആർത്തവ രക്തം അശുദ്ധമല്ല എന്റെ രക്തം നിന്റെ പിറവി എന്റെ രക്തം നിന്റെ പിറവി
So this film released?
Yeah, this film finally we got a censor version, not original version. Original version is still banned.
So they cut out those scenes with
Scenes.
Hanuman with the pennies
And also there is major issue about there was actually the purity issue related in relation with menstrual blood and menstruation. And that's so this is a huge issue, but in Western world it is kind of a laughing matter. But in India and several temples the females cannot enter, especially one of the
during the menstrual period, they are
yeah.
not supposed to be at home, they are not supposed to cook, they are not supposed to touch it.
But one temple in India, they don't allow in menstrual age the girls between 10 and 50. They cannot allow, they cannot even go. So there is a lot of issues in regarding the purity and menstruating female and the idea of pollution and purity. You know, this is all caste related. But the film dealing with that. And
Well, we heard something, not the same, but similar, like castrating the females in Africa. It's not the same, but some of the superstitions
yeah.
are similar, isn't it?
That is the female circumcision in
Yeah.
African countries. So yeah, that is kind of a huge violence against committing against females.
Is it similar like that?
Is somewhat similar, but in certain areas, the menstruating girls forced to go out of house and live outside the house, and not in Kerala, in several other.
Yeah, I
states.
remember my females when I was growing up. We can't touch them. If we touch them, we have to take a shower and all of that.
So a lot of things going around this idea, but the film is trying to tell a story regarding all these taboo subjects. So naturally, the gatekeepers of morality get offended and
So who are the gatekeepers of morality?
Of course, they have a censor board in India.
And behind the censor board, what is that philosophy?
That philosophy. Now the
Hindu philosophy.
Hindutva government in power, and they are more aggressive right now. There is INB ministry, and under INB ministry there is a film certification board, which is formerly known as censor board. Now they call it certification board, and they have some guidelines. According to that guidelines, every single cinema screened in India supposed to go to this committee, and they watch the film, and they mute some words, cut some scenes, and they give suggestions, editorial intervention. Actually, India, we are calling it is a democracy, but the government editorially intervening in an artwork.
So what about artistic freedom and First Amendment?
Zero, none. There is one draconian law called the 1952 Cinematography Act of India, Indian Cinematograph Act of 1952. That, according to that act, government have a right to intervene on an artwork. So there is zero freedom of expression. This is the only democracy in the world which have the censorship. There is a lot of countries have censorship, which is a theocracy, or you can Arab countries, or the Muslim countries, or the communist countries, and whatever we are calling the fascistic and other words we are monarchy and other thing we are calling. But this is the biggest democracy in the world. Still have censorship, editorially intervening a piece of art.
And I forgot to introduce you to the audience that you were born and raised in India, you had education, and you studied filmmaking in New York.
Yeah.
So to clarify them that you have a professional training, you are not some
Yeah.
kind of amateur,
Yeah,
and you have a lot of films to your credits.
I went to film school here and in City University. I studied. I did my undergraduate graduation in film from Hunter College. Then I did my masters from CCNY.
So with all these accreditations and credibility, yeah, and you try to go back to India and make the film, and you're getting into trouble.
Yes. Yeah, that is probably my. I refuse to tamed in the norms and conditions of the state. Probably, actually, that is my mission to break. I don't think about these restrictions when I make films, and I don't want either. And there is a lot of stories to tell without any government intervention, and I don't believe in any kind of censorship in my work. Better I defend my right to express with my life.
Well, it's a pleasure to meet you. I hope you continue on your journey. And you were given this award at the festival,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, thank you.
Which is the first ever Dalit Film Festival in the world.
Yeah.
So at least there is some recognition from the Indians from the Western world,
Of course.
if not from those Orthodox people in India. So thank you
Thank you.
very much
Thank you very much.
coming to the show.
Thank you very much having me, and I'm very much appreciate being part of the first Dalit Film Festival, and the Ambedkarites groups always being a huge support for my works, and they're all friends, and I'm so grateful.
Well, will be
Thank you.
more occasions for
Thank you.
this.
Thank you.
Well, until the next time, goodbye. Bollywood to Hollywood.